to come on in. But for now, let's just find ourselves where we are. Shift into this moment. Just let your eyes take in the entire room at once. If you do that, it should actually put your attention right here. And as you relax, let your ears take in the entire environment at once. Just give yourself to listening. Let yourself slow way down. Slow way down so there's no pushing and no pulling, no rushing, and nowhere to go. Just arrive. Arrive and be here. As you give your attention to this moment, notice what's keeping you from really giving all of yourself. What's holding back? And use your breath to just let it go. Have you ever had an experience of being absolutely given to this moment where there's nothing left to let go of? Long after you've let go of your day. You've let go of every story in your life, all your roles, all your preferences, even your name. When you're not pressing anything onto the moment, you can see what the moment is made up of in its purest essence. But you have to let go of everything to see it. Can't be anything left. Your name, the name of everything in your line of sight, just given to this living, breathing moment. Let's do that tonight. Start with your attention at the forehead and crown. Let your eyes fall to a spot in front of you somewhere just to get them out of the way, but keep them open. Steady your mind first by focusing on the breath. Do that now. As you inhale, you are aware that you are inhaling. As you exhale, you're riding that exhale all the way down. And you're awake and aware of those transition moments between the inhale and the exhale. That gap of nothing space. Start there. Do that now. You're using concentration to give yourself a little bit of a buffer so that you can let go into meditation. trick to mastering this is to slow way down. To let go of time. By slowing way, way down. Just let it come to a stop. As you slow way down, it becomes safe to open up. So let go of your heart. Let go of your gut. Let go of your shoulders and arms. And make this place your home. Don't worry about where you came from or when you're going back. Put your clothes in the drawers and be there as if you plan to stay. Only you can give yourself that stability in this state. life, we always want to shift into a new state, but we mistakenly think we can do it without letting go of where we are. It's like we want to learn how to swim, but we don't want to let go of the side of the pool. You have to let go. You have to cross from one shore to the other and make the new place your home. Only then can you begin to expand from that place. Every change you've ever failed at making, this has been the reason. Slow yourself down. Slow yourself down. Sit firmly in your stillness. Make that your home. There's a contraction that needs to be let go of. Can you feel it? It's yours, but it's also bigger than you. It's part of the culture right now. Part of the tides that are moving through the astral plane. You have to learn to see around it. Life is bigger than the horrors of this moment. Time is broader than the horrors of this moment. There's a past and a future, not to mention parallel existences. Balance is the law. It will all return to balance. Maybe not soon, maybe sooner than you think. But you can't lose your stable ground every time things go out of balance. Because that's what life is. Life is this pendulum swing that centers around balance. But it's always going to swing. I'm not saying it isn't horrible. I'm saying you can't afford to hard focus on the horror. You're useless if you hard focus on the horror. You just become one more person who makes the world feel like this. You have to actively ask yourself, where are the freedoms in my life? What are the good things that are happening? Of the bad things, what can I actively do to help? If there's something you can do, do it. If there isn't, let go. This ability to release your grip and refocus is huge. It's the difference between being completely stuck and being free. It's the difference between being useless and being useful. It's the difference between being a child and being an adult. But first you have to notice. Notice that you've accepted the invitation to contract. And try to let it go. first you shift your attention off of it to get a little distance, to get a little buffer. And once you have a little distance, which feels like stillness, you safely open up. You expand, you let go, you let the moment touch every part of you. You let the light back in. And then you can turn back and look at some of the horror stories to see if there's something you can do. But when you do that, you don't hard focus on them. You see them in a context, a broad, timeless context. They're just wound up energy trying to resolve itself. And there are casualties in the wake. That's just not a rule life has for itself, unfortunately. But again, you hold that in a broad context. Rather than dooming your way into that one problem and making it dominate the screen of your mind, you look at it in the context of your entire life. You look at it in the context of history. You look at it in the context of how it can only control you according to your choices and what kind of meaning you assign to it. You remember that even when difficult things are happening, that the human spirit is incredibly adaptable and will learn a lot from what it's going through. You look at it from the context of the reaction and growth and wakefulness that it brings to society. People are awake in ways they've never been before. It couldn't have happened without something horrible. It takes something really horrible to shift someone's attention from just pleasuring themselves with different comforts. So there's a lot of bad and there's a lot of good that can come out of it. But again, that process is you start with concentration to give yourself some buffer, to get some distance from the stories, from the meanings you've attached to everything. With that distance, then you open up and you expand into a broader version of yourself. That comes from letting go. Just systematically letting go of any stuck spot you feel in your being, in your body, in your consciousness. And then looking back on the awful with that broad view. Letting it find its little place in that giant view. and being open to understand what its purpose might be. When there's nothing you can physically act on, this is one of the best things you can do. Things don't stop until you learn the lesson that they're bringing to you. The more people who learn that lesson, the faster things get better. There's a teaching I wanted to give tonight, and I keep getting pulled away from it. I think instead, find the stillness. I feel like you keep getting pulled out of it. Let's do this. You're going to take your hands, bring them down low. You're going to raise them up on the inhale in front of your body. And down on the exhale. Make sure they move in front of your solar plexus, all the way down to your legs, then up on the inhale, exhale. If you're doing this, you're going to start to feel some tingling and that stuck energy moving out of your body. Now when you lift your arms, let the arms lift themselves and you just follow them. They lift all the way from the spine. It's like an energy moving up from the spine is lifting your arms. Let it do its work. Do one more cycle. And rest your hands on your lap. Attention at the forehead and crown. Use the breath to find your stillness, and then let go. Let go of your heart. It should be easier now. Open to possibilities, to new ways of viewing things. could change your whole interpretation right now if you wanted. The key is not whether you feel heavy or light, or happy or sad, or anxious or calm. The key is how you face those feelings when they're present. Are you turning away and just trying to extinguish them? Or are you recognizing that you're hard focusing in an unproductive way? And you need to broaden your view. To get yourself first just a little distance through concentration on the breath. And then open in that safe place. And then turn and face the thing that scares you. those bad feelings are there for you to strengthen yourself. To have one more thing you can handle. One more thing that you can work with, work around. Most people spend their whole life avoiding those negative feelings unsuccessfully, but they live in a state of avoidance anyways. Never tapping into the power that they represent. By turning and facing them and learning how to work with that ugliness, that negativity. Making a place for it in a broader picture. If you don't know what that looks like, then in your meditation, ask. Ask for help. Help me see the bigger picture that makes this okay. How is this okay? How is this maybe even a good thing? Help me see. Help me see it through your eyes. And then open up. And let yourself be rearranged. Spirit has a way of facilitating reframing of things, reassignment of meaning, if you're open and you ask. The more you ask, the more it can give. And the more you ask and receive, the more you trust. So, this week, I'd like you to find moments when you're feeling uncomfortable. And I'd like you to first use your breath to kind of concentrate and give yourself just a little buffer from what's happening, just to get you out of the story a little bit. Then when you're a little out of the story and you're just feeling a little better, you're going to kind of open up. You're just going to let yourself expand into this moment the way I guide you in meditation every single week. Then you're going to turn back and you're going to look at the thing that you thought you needed some space from. And if you can't see it in a broader context, you're going to ask for help. Help me see how this is maybe not a problem. Help me see how this is maybe a good thing. To your highest self, how would you have me view this? Rearrange me. I surrender myself to you. How would you have me view this? What am I missing? about this person or this situation. And if you do that sincerely, you'll be surprised. All right, someone put something in the chat. Let me see. All right, so Suki is saying, can you let it go and let it be okay, even if you hurt someone's feelings by mistake along the way? Yeah, I mean, part of turning and facing something, one, if you hurt somebody's feelings, you should apologize to them, let them know that you understand that you hurt their feelings, take some ownership for it, and let them know that you're going to try and do better. Okay, those are the components of a good apology. And I've never met anything a good apology can't heal. Give or take. But if it's someone that you can't apologize to, sometimes that person is too dangerous to be around, or dead, or any number of things. You can turn and face whatever that feeling is. If that feeling is guilt, turn and face that guilt. What is this feeling trying to teach me? How is this maybe a good thing? Is it maybe showing me where the boundaries are between good behavior and bad behavior? Or you might actually look up and realize that what happened wasn't even fully your fault. If you hurt someone's feelings and it's because you're telling them something true and something necessary, then there's nothing to feel bad about. Most people go through life just nicing their way through everything, and by doing that, they rob everybody of their life's lessons. When parents do that with their kids, it just creates a mess. It creates kids that are going to have to learn the lesson in a much harsher way later in life. Kind and nice are very different things. If something is true and something is necessary, then to say it is kind. You bet. All right, guys. I'm going to let you get back to your nights, unless there are more questions. If there aren't, then I will see you next Thursday. And I hope you all have a good week.
Nice is different than good.
Yes. All right, guys.
So much, William.
Thank
you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. All right. Bye.